Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Will, I am exploring a new Kamigawa Neon Dynasty heater, which is Moonsnare Prototype. This card is very similar to Springleaf Drum. Springleaf Drum, 1 mana artifact, tap it and a creature you control, add 1 mana of any color. Moonsnare Prototype costs blue, tap it and any artifact or creature you control to add colorless. And then you can channel it for 5 to put a permanent on top or bottom of its owner's library. Their choice, not yours. Springleaf Drum has enabled a lot of shenanigans over the years. It was very popular in the old Affinity deck. It's played in Hammer Time now. There's a lot of things you can do with artifact fast mana. This card is not super dissimilar from Mox Opal, which is a banned card. It's honestly like kind of comparable. And Moonsnare Prototype is another Springleaf Drum with additional text, so it's not irrelevant in the late game. Will wanted me to explore how far we could push this thing, and I have found this 8-cast Affinity deck in Modern. 8-cast is a known legacy deck that's been crushing since Modern Horizons 2 came out, where we got Thought Monitor and Urza Saga as payoffs both at the bottom end and the top end of the artifact aggro spectrum. Actual Thoughtcast, already legal in Modern. Payoffs include Psy Master Thopterus and Urza Lord High Artificer, and Nettlecyst, Modern Horizons 2 special. This thing gets +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control, which is basically your whole deck. Even most of the lands meet that criteria. Esper Sentinel, of course, needs no introduction, another Modern Horizons 2 special. This deck really does lean into jumping out quickly with mana or virtual mana via actual Affinity or through the Prototype and Drum with your 0 and 1 drops. And we're just trying to crank out the biggest Nettlecyst we can get as quick as possible, the biggest Urza Construct as fast as possible, as many Thopters out of size we can get, big Saga Constructs, and just a steady stream of cards along the way between Thought Monitor and Thoughtcast. The plan here is pretty straightforward, and let's go try to execute it. We're on the draw in round 1, and time to do some math and try to figure out what a capable hand looks like with this deck. We have 2 mana on turn 1. We can go Seachrome Coast, Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, cast Aether Spellbomb, Memnite. That does not get us to Urza, and we don't really have a 3-drop payoff. I mean, if the Urza does hit in a reasonable time frame, that's actually a really strong start. I'm going to keep this for science. So it does need either a land or something to do on 3 mana. This has to be Amulet, right? What other deck would play Only Garden? Ooh, Moonsnare Prototype. Okay, so that does give us turn 2 Urza, right? Seachrome Coast, Ornithopter, Memnite, Prototype, then Prototype casts Springleaf Drum casts Aether Spellbomb, and then, yeah, we can land, tap, Urza next turn. Hell yeah, okay. Okay, glad I kept this one. We might still just die because Amulet's busted, but I hope that's not the case. Oh, this is not Amulet. Oh, this is the Warp World, Cascade Warp World combo deck. Got it. Okay. I'm caught up now. I'm going to do my best. I guess Aether Spellbomb doesn't tap to activate, so I can still Aether Spellbomb to reduce the number of permanents in play. Urza Saga was a huge draw. Now I'm actually moving forward, in addition to just resolving an Urza. Bang, Urza's in play. Spellbomb can bounce the plant token if I need to reduce their number of permanents in play this turn. Let's see if they have it. Yep, there's the Cascade. Glimpse of Tomorrow. I'm going to bounce their plant token just to do what I can here. Like 5 permanents instead of 6. That is the interaction I have available. How'd we do? Archon of Cruelty is in play. Or I can sack Ornithopter to that. They did hit lands if they have another Cascade. Yeah, Archon's pretty rough. And this is like kind of a Slam Reanimator kind of version. There's like Emrakul's, Omnisciences, that kind of stuff in here. This is not the Goblin Dark Dwellers version that I've played on the channel a couple times. Invoking another Wave Shifter. Sifter? Sifter. Yeah, Wave Sifter. Okay. Alright, we're in trouble to this Archon. Moonsnare Prototype off the top would get that done. Shadow Spear. Are you helpful? You're usually pretty good. How do I maximize this turn? Urza taps the drum and Prototype for mana directly. If I go mana, mana, construct, tap this land to cast Shadow Spear, tap the construct and the other... Okay, I do have a line here. All right, make a 0/0, tap my drums for mana directly. This line, it makes my construct bigger than their Archon, and they can't jump block with plant token because I have trample. This Archon is going to be a gigantic problem. Like, let's not pretend anything different is true, but I can at least push forward here. I would love if they double blocked. I don't think they're going to do that, though. They're just going to attack with their Archon. Okay. 13 to 24. The race is on. I'd like to point out that our opponent had a turn 3 Archon of Cruelty on the play, and this game is still competitive. Like, imagine if this was any normal deck. They would be dead. It's definitely a power scale here. I already don't have any cards in my hand, so this just eats my Memnite, which does take 2 power and toughness off my board. It's gotta hope they can't Warp World again. Wave Sifter, that's not the card they want. Just pooping out clues. Let's hope they don't solve the case. Saga triggers. I get to go blue, blue, make a construct. My Aether Spellbomb is already used, so I can't tutor that up, regrettably. What's left in this deck I can get? Relic of Progenitus is a redraw. Everything else is just a card. Oh, Ornithopter is an easy sack to Archon, which I don't have otherwise. Yeah, I think I actually just want Ornithopter. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can spin Urza once without losing any attackers. Oh, I lose my... Oh, I wasn't going to block with Ornithopter anyway. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Activate Urza. Just a land. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to attack with my... Oh, Urza can attack here too. I actually have that path open. Yeah, sure. Push every point of damage I can find right now. They take 8, I gain 8. It's Archon versus what I got going on here. God, I love Urza. It's been a long time since I've had this card in play. Go back to my roots. They do have a lot of permanents in play if they're able to Warp World. But they haven't done it the last 2 turns. I just gotta hope it hasn't come together yet. I'm gonna attack with Archon, and I sack Ornithopter. That was always the plan. Thoppy, thank you for your sacrifice. They go to 11. They are still dead on board. They can draw a card and still have 3 mana. Uh-oh, they have one. Moment of truth. Here come the fireworks. Glimpse of Tomorrow. They hit Omniscience and Kozilek. Kozilek's really good. Well, I think... Is Urza or one of the constructs the worst creature in play right now? I think this one's over. That 12/12 body is a problem. I think I need to sack the Urza and just leave my power and toughness in play. Though I don't think it's enough. And if there's anything in their hand worth casting, okay. Alright, we're dead to the Omniscience. Yeah, they had turn 3 Archon of Cruelty on the play, and they still, like, had to have a good turn 5 to win the game. That was awesome. Teferi shuts down this whole deck. They can't cascade with Teferi in play. Just literally doesn't work. Metallic Rebuke is very important. I'm not really in the market for portable hull, pressuring their tokens, like whatever. That's not what I'm interested in. Pithing Needle. I didn't see any activated abilities that I care about. They don't really use their graveyard. Skydiver, yeah, that's not going to help me. Sai could put material on the board to pressure the Annihilator and Archon stuff. Okay, but I don't know if I want another Sai. I need to survive, basically. I don't think I want to plan for a world where they already have their stuff in play. And now that I know how their deck is constructed, saving the Aether Spell Bomb for an Archon would have been better than trying to clip their payoff out from under them. Now we know. I don't really like Esper Sentinel in the matchup, but at the same time, it is part of the infrastructure to get the deck off the ground. Maybe Urza is a little slow. Nettle Cyst is exactly what I want to win the game quickly with. On the play, Esper Sentinel, like, they don't really cast a spell until turn 3. Sentinel does help activate my Metallic Rebukes. Okay, on the play, I'm going 3 Sentinel, 2 Nettle Cyst. Maybe I should be cutting Urza a little heavier, or Thought Monitor being at the top end, but yeah, this is tricky. It's a weird matchup to try to figure out on the fly with in a deck with a weird sideboard plan. There's the Esper Sentinel that I left in the deck. Moonsnare Prototype, Urza Saga. This is pretty slow. Does Saga even really help me? I think I need a Teferi or Rebuke or some plan to advance the board state. This hand is not much better. I'm going to mulligan again. Oh god. Well, here we are, just wishing I kept the 7. Do I think 4 can be better than this? I'm going to try 4. Okay. God, these mulligans were brutal. This one doesn't have a blue source in it, or even a second land. I don't think I can go to 3, just like literally not an option. I'll keep this, send Thought Monitor and Nettle Cyst and, oh god, the other Springleaf Drum. Yeah, this hurts. This sucks real bad. Saga and Drum. And now, what do I want to draw? Is it just like Memnite Prototype that I can't cast because it's blue? Life is pain. You try to make a disciplined mulligan decision, and you end up with 4 cards in your hand. I just think this deck doesn't even function at 3 cards. It's not functioning now at 4. Beseiju. Float. Colorless. And that's actually really helpful for me because I need blue mana desperately. I don't believe there's any reason to shock this in. Cool. I'll take that. Esper Sentinel. Okay, that is a creature. I can't rebuke this turn anyway, so I'm going to Prototype and just hope that they don't jam this turn, but they certainly will because they kept a 7-card hand. So they do only get 4 things. Like, this deck incentivizes you to wait as long as possible to start doing anything. They just go for it on 4 permanents and actually win the game. That would be disappointing. They are going for it, and I am drawing a card. Okay. Moment of truth. Are these 4 permanents good enough? Glimpse. Oh my god. Yeah, I think those 3 permanents are going to be good enough. Jesus. If I was cheating, I would almost pick those ones. Okay. Yeah. Mull to 4. Tried to be disciplined about that. Our 7-card hand wouldn't have beat that. Let me just make that clear. Unfortunate mulligans the whole way down, but like, that was a correct mulligan on 7. We would have just freaking died. I chased the hate card. I was a turn behind in deploying it. That's Magic sometimes. On to the next round. I'm on the play in round 2 with a really exciting hand. I'm keeping this. If it didn't have Memnite and or Ornithopter in it, I'd be a little worried about keeping a 1-lander with Glimmer Void. But we get to just do the thing here. Opponent mulled to 5. Wonder what they're up to with that. Here's Esper Sentinel. And Memnite. And Ornithopter. Good luck, have fun. I do want to draw a Mana Source off the top. What deck? Mauls to 5, and then Hesford and Catacombs. A Mana Source. Play Esper Sentinel now, in case they want to interact on my turn. I want to tax it. And I can Thoughtcast. Yeah, this is the Affinity half of the deck. You love to see it. Dryad Arbor is legal in this format, but if they want to spend their land drop answering one of my 4 creatures, like, go for it. On a Maul to 5, no less. Overgrown Tomb tapped. Alright, so we're against some sort of Jund strategy. 2/3 Tarmogoyf is bigger than all my shit. So that is happening. Gonna need to go over the top here. Your Darksteel Citadel is a great draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. I can Thoughtcast first to see what happens and then still play Thought Monitor. If I find some more 0s or 1s. Thought Monitor. Now I have a flying creature. A real flying creature. Sorry, Ornithopter. You know it's true. Oh yeah. And I am looking to pummel my opponent with Thought Monitors moving forward. Hidetsugu consumes all. Shit. That is a card that actually stabilizes this board for the most part. Destroys non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. I do get to draw 2 cards. But wow. That's really good. I played against that card in Legacy recently too. It was good there. Maybe that's the secret sauce these days. Secret eternal playable card from Neon Dynasty. Metal Cyst is big. How do I want to play this? I could either Spellbomb and just bounce Tarmogoyf. I could... Like, Spellbomb is air quotes free for my affinity spells. Play Spellbomb. If I Shock and Hallowed Fountain, I can play Nettle Cyst, who is a 1, 2, 3, a 4/4. I don't care if my graveyard gets exiled. And then Nettle Cyst is poised to be large next turn. And bouncing Hidetsugu is not like the worst thing I've ever heard of. Like the creature at the far end of this will require some answer as well. And I do need to start attacking. Damage is the way that I win these games. Exile all graveyards mode. That makes Tarmogoyf embarrassing. Just good deck building. Lightning Bolt. Goyf is big again. Eesh. Grandfather Jund doing work here. I guess I'll sack this creature. Goyf gets to attack me. Springleaf Drum. That is air quotes free. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. The Thought Monitor costs 3. Story checks out. Thought Monitor. Draw me some cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can Thoughtcast, or I can hold up Aether Spellbomb to try to do something here. Didn't draw an ETB untapped land. It's unfortunate. But I can play the Seachrome Coast and plan for the future. I'm leaving up Bounce a creature with Aether Spellbomb. There's a trick with Liliana that if they dump out their hand, I can bounce a creature in response to a Liliana Plus. Alright, they didn't fall for that. I think I want to discard Relic of Progenitus, even though it is, like, good against Tarmogoyf. I'll discard Relic. Just so greedy for cards. It's a card monster. Hungry for cards. Feed them to me. Seasoned Pyromancer. Oh, they had Croxa in their hand. Okay, I can do the trick now. Okay, make blue. Either Spellbomb. Am I worried about Hidetsugu or Tarmogoyf? Hidetsugu has Trample. I think I'm more worried about that. Yeah, I can bounce this. They were going to draw 2 cards anyway. Now they get a 1/1, but at least I removed a troublesome permanent from play. It does make Goyf bigger because they discarded an enchantment. But my plan is to be bigger than Goyf anyway. Did sneak a Crocs into the graveyard during these discard spells. Thoughtcasts are 1 mana right now. I should lead on those. See if they generate any 0s or ways to cheapen the Thought Monitor. Prototype's good. Urza's really good. I'm going to start with Urza. Because Urza lets the rest of the stuff happen on the mega cheap. Okay, now we're cooking. Tap Nettle Cyst for Moonsnare Prototype. Or I could say Prototype as removal. I don't think I need it. I think just flooding this board is going to be better. Cast Thought Monitor off of Springleaf Drum. Still have my land drop, so Urza Saga can come down right now. Use Moonsnare Prototype to cast Thoughtcast. Springleaf Drum comes into play. And then I can 1, 2, 3 cast Nettle Cyst. I'm saving this Moonsnare Prototype as a removal spell. All right, that was a good turn. It's like they didn't even 4-for-1 me this game. Do they have another Hitotsugu? Nope. Okay, just Tarmogoyf. I'm a lot bigger than that. Each player discards a card. Hallowed Fountain's gone. Wow, Grandfather Jund. Got the 4-for-1 fucking Plague Wind. I guess I drew 2 cards off Esper Sentinel, so it's not quite as cleanly a 4-for-1 as I would like to declare. But yeah, that was something. Sai is very good. Like, going wide against this deck, getting extra value is good. I don't really like counter spells because they attack your hand so well. Teferi is also pretty medium, but just hanging my entire board out there into Hitotsugu Consumes All is really concerning to me. Do I need to bring in Rebukes and fight over Hitotsugu? Or should I just play like any aggro deck has ever played against a Wrath, which is just sandbag the second wave and hope it's good enough? We saw Kroxa and Tarmogoyf. One piece of Graveyard Hate looks like it makes sense. Nettle Cyst being big helped. Esper Sentinel, they played a lot of creatures. I did draw 2 cards off it, but I don't know, maybe Esper Sentinel's a little low impact here. Ornithopter is the definition of low impact, but having the 8 drums in your deck incentivizes some weird stuff. I think 2 Ornithopters I'm going to shave. I would normally bring in portable holes for Tarmogoyfs and Kroxas, but the Hitotsugu Consumes All, just, I'm trying really hard to respect that. And I'm bringing in Sai and 2 Rebukes to go with the one that's already in the deck. I think if I'm able to either counter or sandbag the behind the Hitotsugu, I should be able to win this game. And I would like to have the option to sculpt a planner on one or the other. If I just cut my Metallic Rebukes because I don't like discard spells, then I just only have one way to win the game. I'm going to keep this. This hand isn't extremely sexy, but it does start casting Thoughtcasts, which I like. It's very good at Thoughtcasting. And it's 7 cards, which I also like against the discard deck. They mulled to 5 again. What's up with their deck? Why do they keep mulling to 5? Inquisition of Kozilek. You can pick your favorite Springleaf Drum to take out of my hand. The 2 important cards are Thoughtcast and Urza Saga that they can't take with this card. They took Drum. Okay, fair enough. Hallowed Fountain. I have to lean on that because I'm not going to expose a Glimmer Void to just any removal spell. Brennan 6. Yep, that's a good card. Saga. And I'll put the Prototype out there. If they have Hitotsugu this turn, I still get to make a Construct token. I lose my Construct token to... Oh, alright. Hitotsugu is actually really bad this turn. Oh no, I can replay the second Saga. Yeah, Inquisition this. Pew 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 pew. Beseiju, okay. They've seen Hallowed Fountain. People are really into Beseiju. And been kind of medium both times it's been used against me this league. And with the Ren, it's a thing. I will run out of targets eventually. Yeah, I guess that's pretty impressive with the Ren. I take it back. Oh, what a twist. Memnite, Thoughtcast cost 2, 1, 2. Urza's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna let them keep Beseijuing my Urza Saga and then cast actual Urza next turn. And hopefully just put them in the dumpster. There are 4 Hallowed Fountains in the deck. We're in no danger of running out of those before Urza comes down. Yeah, spending your turn and your mana every turn to not set an opponent back, it's a pretty big deal. I could run another Saga straight into... Yeah, I think this is fine. Just play another Saga. Play Urza. And now, if they want to Beseiju me again, they're just under the gun from these attackers. Or they have Fatal Push. Okay, Terminate, sure. No reason to float mana. Got nothing to do with it. make a 4/4, then I can attack Ren in 6. I am somewhat tempted to attack their life points. They're down to 11 already, but I'm worried about Ren Emblem. And now they have to decide with Boseiju whether to go after the construct in play or the future constructs. They're just half a step behind where they need to be right now. If they have Hidetsugu consumes all, I lose the game immediately. City and Charma. Okay, that's good. Okay, that destroys my Urza Saga. Now I actually do need a payoff. Really, I just need an artifact. That's a good artifact. And it costs 3. 1, 2. I'm going to leave colored mana open. Nice. Ornithopter. Esper Sentinel. Play this land. And I'm going to attack Ren in 6. Jump block with your 4/4. Okay. Still worried about Hidetsugu consumes all, but that was a powerful draw step. Seijuing my 7/7. That's an actual ramp spell. They can plus and then Boseiju again, and I am out of lands now. And none of these are spells for Esper Sentinel. Yeah, this engine's pretty good. I will acknowledge. That's shocked to 8. It's easy peasy. Okay. It's cool that they activated this Ren in 6 before they decided they were going to cast that. They could have an extra card in their hand. Not interested. Never mad about seeing Shadow Spear. Now, real decisions to be made. They could Emblem Ren next turn and just have Terminates forever. I could just put damage on Ren this turn so they can't Emblem, but Boseiju is still a problem. Yeah, I can't kill Ren. Putting Shadow Spear on Ornithopter diversifies my threats while doing the same amount of damage. Guess I'll attack Ren with the 1 power creature and attack my opponent with the 2 power creature. Just remove the option for embleming if that is something they want to do. Oof, they found it. Yeah, that should do it. All of my things are gone except for Thought Monitor. And if they have a land in their hand, they can even Boseiju that. Grandfather Jund. Seiju's in hand. Alright. Let's go. Thought Monitor. One of the better draws that my deck's capable of here. Keep it going. Okay. I can't play this Glimmer Void because if they... I think I just have to push for the finish line now. They have Lightning Bolt. Okay, yeah, that's why I couldn't play Glimmer Void. Alright, I've lost this game. Exile all graveyards. That makes it hard to Ren Emblem. Or at least less appealing. Liliana making me sack a creature. My Glimmer Void dies at the end of this turn. They can start Boseijuing lands. Yeah, we lost this entire game to Ren in 6 with Boseiju. That was powerful. Okay. I am satisfied that they've won this one. Powerful tools over there. Hidetsugu consumes all, not a joke. Ren in 6 plus Boseiju, not a joke. Is Pithing Needle in my deck? There is not one in my deck. There is now. Naming Boseiju or Ren with that are both pretty good. I'm going to shave an Ornithopter and leave my Esper Sentinels in. Anything that draws cards, probably worth having. Relic, I don't think I want to go the Relic route. Everything that draws cards, everything that makes more permanents. Okay, I'm going. On the play, Ornithopter, nothing. This has like turn 2 Metallic Rebuke. I don't really want to mulligan against this deck though. I am going to keep. I want them all to 5 again. I wonder if they're on some sort of crusade to prove that their deck can win on a mull to 5. Because they've done it all 3 games. That Inquisition hurts me. See if they care about Nettle Sister Metallic Rebuke more. Click the Rebuke. Makes sense, because that's the thing I could do next turn. Sai is a good draw. Doesn't help me right now, but here we are. Ren in 6 is the play. Glimmer Void, very dangerous, but it's what I got. I'm going to play Nettlecyst to try to insulate the Glimmer Void a little bit. It's also a permanent that survives Hidetsugu consumes all. It makes slot cast cheaper for next turn. A lot to like about that one. Uh-oh. Okay. The Cyst still survives. The equipment is still in play. What I would have been really worried about there. Thoughtseize shit. I kind of like both of the cards in my hand. Ugh. Alright. Glimmer Void, cast Thoughtcast is the play here. And then I will lose immediately when they play the Seiju on my Nettlecyst this turn. If they can kill the Nettlecyst and my 2 Glimmer Voids go away, we're in a lot of trouble. Seasoned Pyromancer, okay. Discarded a Terminate. Picked up Verdant Catacombs. This is a pretty big turn. Was Springleaf Drum good? Does that do what I need it to? If I play Urza, I was trying to figure out if I can get Urza and Esper Sentinel into play this turn, and I don't think that I can. Oh yeah, I can. I can now. Okay. Here's Urza. This is the best draw in my deck. Glad it was here. Tap Nettlecyst to play Springleaf Drum. Tap Urza to play Esper Sentinel. And play a land tapped. I think this costs 3 to equip. Oh, it costs 2 to equip. That's so lucky. All right. Almost missed that. Yeah. Equip Esper Sentinel with Nettlecyst. It's a 5/5. Should be good for some extra cards. Oh, wow. They've had enough. Grandfather Jund can't keep up, even with Hiritsugu Consumes All. Really impressive card in both Legacy and Modern every time it's been played against me. Sweet. On to the next one. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in round 3 with a hand that could only possibly work with all of these prototypes in it. I'm going to keep this. I wish this was Springleaf Drum, because then I could ramp and play Sentinel, but I have to just play Sentinel here, I think. I think as far as turn 1s go, I would rather play Sentinel than play Moonsnare Prototype. My opponent should be suspicious when I start with lines like this, because I'm not a Lurrus deck, which is what you would expect out of this. Memnite, cast Aether Spellbomb, and just attack for 2. I might want to hold on to this second prototype. I guess we'll see how this hand shakes out, if they give me any cards off Esper Sentinel or not. Icefang Coatl is being represented. Yikes. Ornithopter is not what I'm looking for there. I'm not going to give them a free eat on Esper Sentinel with Icefang Coatl. Sai is in my deck. I'm going to hang back on this Ornithopter. Fire. Wow, that's so much worse. I'm going to bounce my Esper Sentinel. I think that's going to do more for me over the course of this game than... If they have Fire Ice, this is the Rhino deck. Yeah, here come the Rhinos. Darksteel Citadel was the draw for turn. Nettlecyst is bigger than the Rhinos. I'll do that. And Ornithopter for a little extra. And having to pause on Esper Sentinel. Maybe I was supposed to not save that. I identified that the Fire Ice was in the Rhino deck, but then I failed to identify that Aether Spellbomb permanently removes a 4/4 Rhino, which is the main thing their deck does. Suspended a Rhinos. Petty Theft is brutal. Gonna take a pile of damage here. And 10. Springleaf Drum and Esper Sentinel. Esper Sentinel, get in there. And then Springleaf Drum, get in there. And tap my Memnite and tap my Nettlecyst to equip Nettlecyst to Esper Sentinel. God, they have dead. They have dead! That accurately describes me right now. Alright, well, Ornithopter's on chumping duty. I can chump and go to 2. I'm just gonna do that. I could double block and go to 4. I lose to a removal spell, but whatever. Oh, I lose to that too. Sure. Alright. Yeah, their plays lined up well against mine. Having the dead on that turn, just being able to tempo through. And I messed up on the Aether Spellbomb. I should have saved that for a Rhino. Would have bought me a lot of time. Lesson learned. Teferi and Metallic Rebuke. We've seen this dance before. Do I want portable holes? They can remove Rhinos forever. I don't care about Relic of Progenitus in this matchup. Spellbomb's good. Gaining life is good. Ornithopter is kind of bad. Sai is like medium fine. Maybe I don't need all 4 rebukes. Do I want portable holes, or do I just want to try to outmuscle the Rhinos? I do have a lot of permanents that are bigger than rhinos. Okay, I'm shaving another Ornithopter. I'm going up to 3 Rebukes, 2 Teferis, not messing around with Portable Hole. Let's do this. On the play, I can't make this one work. Yeah, this is the second hand we've had with Urza Saga, where it would be keepable if this was just Hallowed Fountain, but it's not. The Teferi's so freaking good, but not actually a hand I can keep. Okay, I can roll with this one. Send Hallowed Fountain to the bottom. Or no, it's one of the Seachrome Coasts. I can go Coast, Saga Coast. No, it is Hallowed Fountain. Okay. They didn't have Gemstone Cavern. That's good. My plan is Coast, Saga, and then Coast or second Saga, depending on how things shape up from there. Oh, Memnite. Good. Now I can rebuke this turn. Land go out of them. No surprise there. Force of Vigor. Well, good time to have this card. They're probably going to still end up with rhinos. Oh, okay. Okay, they just 4 for 3'd themselves. Probably worth doing. Saga, get back in there. They pitched a Shardless Agent, so they must have another one. They're going to make rhinos this turn and have 1 card left in their hand. And then I have to beat a pile of rhinos. It's going to pass the turn here. I get to make a construct and then cast Urza and then either Spellbomb one of the rhinos. Make a construct. They have 1 card in their hand. Problem is it doesn't have to be a very good one. A float mana off of Saga. Tutor up either Spellbomb. Then I can play Saga as my land for turn and cast Urza. Hope their card in hand isn't a good one. Fired that. Okay. It was not terrible. I have 1 rhino covered and I can blank the Shardless Agent. I have to answer the other rhino. My Saga's got to show up and do work here. They draw a card in their end step with Waterlog Grove. If I do block Shardless Agent, then they just get okay. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm glad they did that first main. They would have gotten to kill Urza any other way. Block Shardless Agent. Their last card in hand is dead, then you got me. Bounce a rhino. I go to 6. Hallowed Fountain. What does that do for me? Nothing helpful. They see Chrome Coast. That's the turn. I think I need to win this game with Shadow Spear. I'm just going to block Shardless Agent, go to 2. I can rebuke a Stomp. They didn't spend their mana. Probably just dead to Fire Ice, I guess. Am I winning this game if I don't make a construct? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm dead if I do nothing. And I'm dead to a Stomp or Fire Ice. Oh, they just didn't have it. That's weird. Force of Vigor. Jesus. With 3 mana up, using their last 2 cards in hand. Alright, well. Oh, I can tap my construct for mana at least. 1, 2. Make this something good. The Shadow Spear. That ain't it. I can chump block with Urza and then just die. Alright, yeah. They drew a lot better than me that game. Game 1, I could have played better with the Aether Spellbomb, but yeah, that was a non-stop barrage of relevant spells, using every card in their hand, down to 0 cards in their hand. Alright. Tough run on that one. On the draw against the Lurrus deck in round 4. I almost forgot we were playing Modern. First appearance of a companion in this league. This hand is like medium soft, but I play a lot of drums, and any drum sets this hand off. I'm going to keep... And I don't like mauling against decks that might have Thoughtseize in them. Uh-oh, it's the mirror. Or it's just blue hammer time. No, it's probably blue hammer time. It's not the mirror because they have Lurrus. I should probably be worried about this. Bummer, there's the prototype, but they have the Sentinel. Does this actually slow me down? They're going to get a lot of cards off this Sentinel if I just start casting spells. And what happens if I don't start casting spells? Okay, here's my plan. I'm going to play Memnite, which doesn't trigger Sentinel. Next turn I can pay the 1 for Sentinel, and the next turn I can play Urza, which doesn't trigger, or pay the 1, yeah, and then on the next turn Urza doesn't trigger it. assuming that I have more turns against the Hammer Time deck. Okay, I just don't have any more turns. Got it. Understood. They're just gonna have a 11/11 Esper Sentinel here. Okay. Yeah, attack for 10 with your flyer first. Oh, it doesn't fly, right? Because of Hammer. I'm still not gonna block it. And then they can move it over. And... Alright. Guess we're dead. Yep. Yeah, okay. They're the combo build of the value engine we're trying to do. That was a firm smashing. Thieving Skydiver. I assume this is the matchup that's for. Gain control of an artifact with mana value X or less. Pithing Needle looks good here. Sai can block a lot. Teferi stops a lot of their trickiest stuff. I don't think Rebuke is the play. Oh, Portable Hole. Alright, this is going to be a heavy sideboarding matchup. Relic doesn't matter. I mean, they are a Lurrus deck, but I don't think pressuring the graveyard is the way to do that. Either Spell Bomb's good. Don't like Rebuke. That Monitor's a little chunky. It's like pretty important in the mid and late game, but Urza is also an engine. Then out on Nettle Cyst. I mean, I gotta win this game somehow. Moonsnare Prototype is also my removal spell. Shave on Springleaf Drums, Ornithopters. That's 10 cards in, 10 cards out. I might be overboarding here, but the plan makes sense to me. This hand is pretty fast. I do like that I have Moonsnare Prototype available as a removal spell. I'm gonna waste, play Prototype, play Memnite. Let's see what they got. They have regular Iganjo. Ooh, that was a good Esper Sentinel. I think Nettle Cyst is a better card to cast here than Thoughtcast. They get to draw a card off it either way. But I have this gigantic creature in play. That also makes my other things cheaper on the following turns. It had a Springleaf Drum and another Sentinel. Okay. I also have another Sentinel. I'm something of an Esper Sentinel myself. Thoughtcast. Like, I can just commit to doing Urza Saga stuff here. I think that's where I want to be. Like, Thoughtcast would tap all of my stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to attack. Attack for 4. I'm going to make it 5 before blocks. I can even tap the Nettle Cyst. That's such a cool ability. Leave Memnite back to block just in case. Okay, in for 5 with that one. The Saga pops this turn can get Aether Spell Bomb, which gives me a lot of breathing room against Hammer. I hope. Ooh, Aganjo, new Aganjo. This is the Aganjo I was expecting out of their deck. My creatures are bigger than 4/4 at this point. Sigarda's Aid go from my opponent. Drawing a land is nice. I'm gonna keep moving in here on my constructs. I'm gonna tutor up Aether Spell Bomb. And then I'm going to shock in Hallowed Fountain and hopefully just crush them. Back with my 6/6s that can attack. Our Commando. That's actually really good. Disappointing. Okay, resolves. They have the extra mana to block and pop. They can take 0 this turn. Destroy my Nettle Cyst. Brutal. And Nettle Cyst is destroyed. Well played. I can play Esper Sentinel. If I do that, I'm committed to blocking both of their things next turn. I think that's fine, though. Just gonna keep pushing. Tapping off of blue there might be regrettable. But if they attack with both Nettle Sentinels, I'll block with Memnite and Construct. See what they got. Pure Steel Paladin. That's scary. Draw Engine on this kind of stable board. Lion Sash. Okay. They get to draw a card off of that, and they can equip it right away if they want to. Not a huge impact on this board. Doesn't even change the power and toughness of Nettle Sentinel, or Esper Sentinel, whoever this Sentinel is. Memnite, that makes my creatures larger. If I can get another artifact in play, my attack is lethal, so I will represent the lethal attack at least. Ours is a big daddy. They don't have mana available right now. If I attack with everything, then there's going to be some forced blocks involved. They'll probably chump in 8/8 and Yeah, trade with Nettle Sentinel, or Esper Sentinel. Jesus. Whoever this is. That is what I thought would happen there. And with Esper Sentinel out of play, I could YOLO Thoughtcast, which again taps me out of blue mana, but I do still have a land drop this turn. I'm going to go for it. Out there. Skydiver is hot for next turn. Sentinel, okay. Lion Sash can start growing. This doesn't gain life. It's not actually Scavenging Ooze, just kind of looks like it. I can steal Lion Sash. I can steal Esper Sentinel. There's a lot of stealing that could happen. I'm not worried about attacks because I have Spell Bomb. Saga is a good one. And I think I want to steal Sentinel pre-combat. Okay. Skydiver X is 1. Let's borrow that Sentinel. Make them block with their good creatures. If I bounce Pure Steel Paladin, if I steal Sentinel and bounce Pure Steel Paladin, they're actually just dead. Lion Sash has Flash right now because of Sigarda's aid, so I can't bounce that. Yeah, that's a pretty good path to exile. Do I have any basics? I don't think so. Nope. I'll take your Esper Sentinel, please and thank you. Construct is still lethal, and they can replay Lion Sash. I'll just make the clean attacks here. I think if I just hold up this Aether Spell Bomb, I'll be able to punch through over the next 2 turns, because I have Saga starting to make 8/8s, 9/9s, 10/10s moving forward. Blocking with Pure Steel Paladin instead of Lion Sash is really interesting. I'm not sure what it means, but I would value Lion Sash more, or Pure Steel Paladin more on this board than Lion Sash. If I was going to be chump blocking, this is the creature I would keep around. They're just growing Lion Sash before combat damage for some reason. Doing it again. You got a 3/3. Alright. They have a 3/3 that I can bounce on board. Doesn't have trample or anything. I have a ton of blockers. Alright, they're done. I wasn't sure what they would come up with there. It's crazy how much of a just trump Aether Spellbomb is. Just float that and play with a blue mana, and it's really hard to get hammered. Maybe Thought Monitor is better than Urza, because Urza always costs actual 4 mana, and Thought Monitor can cost 1 or 2. And it's also a flying blocker. Yeah, I think I actually like that better. Urza can be 2 things on a empty board, but yeah, alright, I'm in for Thought Monitor instead. Skydiver, amazing. Shadow Spear, amazing, but this hand's a mulligan. Unfortunate. Uh-oh, here we are again with the Moonsnare Prototype versus Saga hand. This one I can keep. I'm going to send Thought Monitor, and I think it's Thought Monitor, Thoughtcast. I think making sure that Urza Saga is operational should be my priority. I kind of want Sentinel. Definitely want Teferi. If I send Citadel to the bottom, I guess I'm on the draw. Alright, I'm sending Citadel. I'm going to try to recoup this mulligan with the Thoughtcast and the Sentinel. Sigarda's aid. Kick us off. Okay. Ha! Drew the Darksteel Sentinel. Anyway. I know exactly what I'm doing over here. That still doesn't cast Teferi. I need some help with that one, but it does turn on the Urza Saga. It does fuel the Thoughtcast. Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, they're making a straight line for the finish here. They have 2 hammers. I'm wrecked. Urza Saga. Get in there. And I guess I should play Prototype. I'm not close to using its activated ability, the channel ability. I feel like I have to block here. I'm just literally dead to double hammer. This is why Teferi is important. Just knowing if I can take, like, shrug off 1 damage or have to chump 20 matters a lot. Ooh, path to exile. Might be dead anyway. Okay, they paid the 1. At least I'm not getting hammered immediately. It'd be great to have a basic land that would cast my Teferi, but I don't have one of those. Yeah, there's the hammer that we know about. Alright, deck. Time to draw a white source. Or blue source. They're all blue-white sources. Okay. That fits the bill. White, colorless, blue. Kind of awkward that I have to just send the Stoneforge Mystic back, which gets another hammer and resets their whole plan. But at least Teferi is in play now. I can get the Aether Spellbomb this turn. Yeah, there's Stoneforge Mystic. Knew about that one. Am I going to have to bounce that again this game? Sentinel. Yikes. Okay, Portable Hull's a good one. How do I make this happen? I don't think I get to make a construct. I need my blue and white mana. That sucks. Okay, no construct. Spell bomb or... Yeah, I think it has to be spell bomb. Plus Teferi. Play my land. White. Use the color list to pay for that. I'm going to eat the Stoneforge Mystic because Esper Sentinel is less harmful to bounce. And I've already spent my mana, or made my land drop for the turn, so I'm not going to cast Thoughtcast now. They found a Saga. Yeah, this is getting rough. Colossus Hammer's in play. Hammering up the Sentinel. It would need Pure Steel Paladin or a third hammer to continue this current trajectory of beating me down. Send that out. It's back. Is it bringing anything else with it? Lion Sash. Okay. Gonna equip that? Alright. Plus Teferi. I could cast Thought Monitor first. Like if I tap all of my stuff, I can cast Thought Monitor. And then Glimmer Void Thoughtcast. Or I could Thoughtcast first, hope to find some action. I think I like Thought Monitor better. That doesn't commit me to paying anything for Esper Sentinel right away. They would need a removal spell and 2 hammers. Or they would need a hammer and a removal spell or 2 hammers to win this turn. I think I need to deploy my Saga right now. I don't want to give them an extra card off of the Sentinel. Oh, no, it wouldn't have. Oh, yeah, it would, because I didn't cast the Thoughtcast. Yeah. All right. Didn't give them any extra cards. Trying to get in before their Saga can pop and tutor. There are 3 permanents in graveyards that Lion Sash can become a 4/4 off of. Wow, attacking with Sentinel. They just really want Teferi out of play. That's what's going on here. I will block the Sentinel. They can have Teferi. I don't love it, but removal is removal. I can remove their Lion Sash. If they tap too low, if they're going to need a mana source now to use their Saga. Or they could just have another Sentinel. All good. Powerful stuff. I am going to pay the toll. Draw 2 cards. Skydiver, F yeah. Then blue, colorless. Cast with Kicker. I steal the Esper Sentinel. And I'm going to Portable Hole the Lion Sash. And I'm going to play Memnite. And I even get to attack now. And they can't... I guess I lose to Ginger Brute. Plus Hammer or Pure Steel. Did make a construct. Do they have a Ginger Brute? It's not in every list, but it has been played before. Shadow Spear. Okay, that's the play. Got it. My construct will be a lot bigger than theirs, and I get to tutor my own Shadow Spear this turn. Oh, Pithing Needle. Yeah, but I get to draw a card. They'll probably Needle Saga. Oh, they named Urza. Preposterous. Okay. I would not have made any of the decisions they did that turn. Make a gigantic construct. Tutor up Shadow Spear. I've already used my Spell Bomb. But I have my very own Shadow Spear here. And cast Thought Monitor. Draw a million cards. Cast Thoughtcast. Draw more cards. Prototype can kill this thing next turn. Citadel makes my creatures bigger. I'm going to equip my Thought Monitor with Shadow Spear to gain some life right now. And hope that my wall of blockers holds. Oh, this creature can fly. I should have attacked with this. I just forgot it had flying. Straight up. Pure Steel Paladin kills me. Stoneforge Mystic. That makes a really big creature, but I also have a lot of big creatures. Pay the 1. They do. So they get a 17/17. I can put creatures in front of that. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I could just trade off with it, or I could hold up. I could chump and hold up Moonsnare for next turn. Yeah, I'm going to hold up Prototype. Just chump and use my removal. There's another Thieving Skydiver in my deck too. I could just steal it. Okay. Thoughtcast happens first. Gotta be careful with my mana. I don't actually have that much of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do get to play Esper Sentinel. Ornithopter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is what this costs. Okay. Back with the flying creatures and the lifelink creature. They're at 24. Yeah, that was a pretty big hit last turn. Bounce the construct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would you like to put it on the top or bottom of your library where it disappears immediately? Laris is still chilling over there. There's a lot of game left to play. I don't have any tremendous fatness. The 4th hammer cracks the game open. Pure Steel Paladin cracks the game open. They didn't put Laris in their hand. I suspect they have Iganjo, if that's what's going on. Continue attacking with my flying creatures. Our commando, okay. That's also good. Probably want to kill Shadow Spear. That's the thing that's actually threatening to stabilize the game. Yep. Accurate. There is Sai in my deck. I'm going to hold back on the Mem Knight. We're ahead, but not by much. One really good draw from them will crack the game, like that Urza Saga. And they have Laris to put in their hand. Laris plus Cathar Commando is probably unbeatable. That's just Ren and 6 Beseiju all over again. Yikes. That's a scary equip, and they have they can even attack. I guess they take more than they gain if they attack, so, but reducing my life total. Yeah, it depends on whose life total they value more right now. I would value my own if I were them. And it seems they came to the same conclusion. Oh, the flood is real. Back with my flying creatures. Yeah, Laris plus Commando is gonna put me down here. But that is really hungry, all of that, mana-wise. Laris costs 3, Commando costs 3 to activate, activating Saga costs 3. They don't have 9 mana to work with, they have 5 right now. We are falling pretty far behind right now, though. We're dead immediately. And it's not even like, there's not even like a bluff here to represent Moonsnare Prototype or anything. They just very obviously have the kill. Nothing I can do. We're dead. All right, that was interesting back and forth a little while. Their deck has a lot more gas in it than mine. They have Luris, and where we're counting on our divinations to get things done, they have actual like Demonic Tutor and Luris and just all these powerful cards in their deck. They drew more sagas than I did. They had 2 to my 1. That would have been a difference maker. Their removal's a little better than mine. Yeah, that was interesting. That could have gone either way for like 1 minute, and we were ahead briefly, then they were ahead quickly, and then they drew the actual win the game card. Not surprising that the deck with a combo kill wins the mirror match against the deck that doesn't have one. All right, last round's coming. It is the final round, and regrettably, we've already lost our positive record, but we are still fighting for half our money back. This hand is not good. I'm not even sure if this hand is good with a Springleaf Drum in it. These Glimmer Voids are pretty risky. They'd be on the play with Esper Sentinel, but no, I gotta ship this one. Ugh. I don't care for this, but 5s have not been successful before. Oh, it's Tron. The aggressive half of my deck likes that this is Tron, but the other half of my deck that dies to Oblivion Stone does not like this, that this is Tron. Also being on the draw, real bad. Just gonna play Hallowed Fountain and Mem Knight. I can't wait for Karn Liberated to exile a Mem Knight. That's kind of where this game is going right now. I need like Urza Saga right now to really do anything. I'm glad their Chromatic Star didn't cast Sylvan Scrying. Oh, they're just spinning their stars and spheres. They're all spheres, huh? All right, deck. How about a helpful thing? Sai is not the worst card in the deck, but I was really hoping to get on board this turn. And Metallic Rebuke would have been a good draw. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked, just representing Metallic Rebuke. That would put a lot of faith in how smart I think my opponent is, though. Yeah, that's not Tron. Ooh, that's Oblivion Stone. That is specifically the card I named that I was worried about. Which is usually the case when you name cards you're worried about. Not convinced I can even do anything about that. Like this. It's also going to kill my Glimmer Void when they pop it. I guess unless they assemble Tron, I can at least get 1 more turn of development. Maybe I can draw some cards with Thought Monitor. What do I even do against this? Just die? Oh, I could Moonsnare Prototype it. Am I going to have that much mana? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't have the mana to prototype it, even if I had Prototype. They just played and immediately exiled a Relic to draw a card, all in the main phase. Okay, Memnite does let me cast Thought Monitor. Do I want to dump both of those into Oblivion Stone? No, but I'm gonna. Like, Darksteel Citadel lets me keep my Glimmer Void. There are reasons to draw cards here. Did not pay out. Guess I could just cross my fingers and hope for some world where they just don't have a 5th land. Seems unlikely. Warping Whale. Making an Eldrazi. Okay. Maybe they don't have a 5th land, but they did just come up with the 5th mana anyway. They should just main phase this on their turn. The O-Stone activation that clears out the Glimmer Void. If they wait until combat on my turn, Glimmer Void only checks in the end step. So I would be able to play out some more artifacts and keep my land. Ugh. Sylvan Scrying. Now they have Tron on top of whatever else they got going on. Urza decks had a really tough Tron matchup until they started playing Karn the Great Creator. And then things got a little different, but this is old style Tron. Destroy each non-land permanent. Yep, that's all of them. I'm going to attack with everything. They did not do it main phase, so I didn't lose my Glimmer Void yet. They don't really have to do it now, though. They could just wait. Alright, nope. They are going to let me redeploy. Not that I think that's super important. Nice Eldrazi token, by the way. What the hell? Esper Sentinel, get back in. Relic of Progenitus, get in. And I'm not going to pop Relic, even though I would like to draw cards. I have an affinity thing in my hand, and also leaving Glimmer Void and play with only one artifact makes me a little nervous. Whereas my opponent having Tron in the mid-game makes me more nervous. They're just at a comfortable 12 life over there. Not a care in the world. Ulamog, huh? Okay. What do you even target? All my cards suck. They probably target Sentinel and Relic, which kills the Glimmer Void. That gets them 3 permanents off of Ulamog. Yep. I'll draw a card and then probably concede, but I can't imagine what would. Alright, yeah. Had enough of that one. The classic Tron curve of Oblivion Stone into literally anything against a deck like this is a very bad one. Pithing Needle is a no-brainer. We just get to name Oblivion Stone with that. I think I do want my Rebukes. Just buying a little bit of space to operate. If I just let them Goldfish, I'm going to lose. Relic. Spellbomb can hit something like Wormcoil Engine, and it can cycle in the worst case scenario. Moonsnare Prototype can hit an Oblivion Stone. I'm going to shave 2 Ornithopters and a Springleaf Drum. I think Drum is a more powerful card than Moonsnare Prototype, like on the front end, but Springleaf Drum doesn't have a back end, and I'm kind of relying on prototypes. This is all I got. Let's make it happen. I guess I could run in Skydiver to, in some crazy world, if I have 5 mana, steal their O-Stone. That seems unlikely, though. Another Saga as my only mana hand. These are not keepable. This is almost the same hand that lost me last game. I can't accelerate into the Urza this time. I'm going to send one of the Urzas. Citadel, Drum, Memnite. This deck just is not powerful enough as it's as the acceleration that it contains would imply. I guess Skydiver on the play with a Drum does steal Expedition Map. Maybe I missed an opportunity there. Also missed an opportunity to draw a spell that matters. That was the turn to rip the Sai or Saga or something. Just try to make this game happen. Turn 3 Tron against an opponent who kept 7. Not a chance in the world. Ooh, Rebuke. Does Rebuke play here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn or Urza. No, it does not. It could just attack and hold up Rebuke. I think I have to do that. And hope they get crazy. Just slam Karn or whatever. And then next turn, if they just somehow don't have a spell this turn, I can Urza with Rebuke up next turn. Alright, they're just passing the turn. Urza. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Urza. And I'm just gonna pass the turn. Memnite can't attack if I want to cast Metallic Rebuke. Because I would need to tap Drum and to tap Urza. Yeah, Urza just doesn't help this happen. They should be suspicious that I didn't attack with Memnite. Blast Zone's reasonable. I'm a little worried about it. Monitor. Monitor costs 3 right now. Kill. Cool. There's a Saga. Blast Zone can hit Esper Sentinel, but I think they're more worried about Urza at this point. Here's my Sentinel. If I flip with Urza, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, then I'm not holding up Rebuke, which was the whole point of this line I took. But all my creatures can attack. So maybe I'm supposed to leave back Memnite. If they do pop Blast Zone for 1, then I'm not holding up Rebuke going into their turn. I think it's more likely they'll charge Blast Zone up to 4, then pop it on 1. Or they just did nothing with their mana for the entire turn cycle. I'm okay with that too. EdX Sphere triggers Esper Sentinel. Would you like to pay? And they're literally dead on board and have to get through a Metallic Rebuke. So this 1 mana could matter a lot. And they have 7 cards in their hand. I don't know. I'm worried. They paid the toll. Even if they have O-Stone and can pay for Rebuke, they won't have the 5 to activate it. Like, All Is Dust isn't even super great against my board. Scrying. Okay. There's some land I forgot about that just kills me here. Okay, you have a Maya. Missing green makes sense for the fact that they kept 7 and didn't cast a spell this game. Guess they could have Beseiju to kill the construct, and then they have another turn. Nature's Claim. That's fine. And they can pop Blast Zone here, kill 2 of my artifacts, and then Construct's not lethal anymore. That would be disappointing. Another Nature's Claim, still playing around Metallic Rebuke. Messed up. Tron just has so much mana. It's kind of tough if the opponent respects Rebuke at all. Using their extra mana to map. Yeah, that Yavimaya turning on double Nature's Claim. Rebuking that wouldn't have stopped it. Okay, I need to like Thought Monitor into what? Esper Sentinel's not the answer. Can I flip with Urza? What does that look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just tap these 5 permanents, my 4 lands, and Springleaf Drum. That sounds reasonable. Come on, Urza, help me out here. Moonsnare Prototype. I will cast it. I can't attack for a whole lot here. I can attack with Urza, Thought Monitor, and Esper Sentinel. Leave back Memnite. I can shock in, play Esper Sentinel. I have to leave something back to tap for mana or improvise, and I guess it's Memnite. If they see the heads-up line of just clearing out 4 permanents with Blast Zone, then I'm in trouble. I have to kind of get scrappy and limp over this finish line. There's the Sanctum that they tutored up last turn. They're elbow tapping for something here. Probably Ulamog. I can counter Ulamog. I get to tutor. See what the exile is targeting. Definitely Urza, probably Thought Monitor. Yeah, this is not good. Nettle Cyst off the top, I think. Does what I need it to. Just gonna float 3 blue. Let Ulamog's trigger resolve. Then let Sanctum resolve. I don't want them to know that their Ulamog's getting countered until after they've resolved all their other triggers and made all their other decisions. Now Blast Zone is a very obvious play. Nettle Cyst off the top is my win. Second Ulamog, okay. Rebuke that one. All right, deck, Nettle Cyst time. Let's go. Nettle Cyst, Nettle Cyst, Nettle Cyst. Nettle Cyst. If that was even like Ornithopter, then we would have another redraw at Nettle Cyst, but now I think we're just actually ice cold. Ancient Stirrings. Okay. Just slamming into my Sentinels. But they still have 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, 7, 8? Did they just take themselves off Ulamog? I guess that doesn't really matter because they still have Blast Zone. Nettle Cyst is lethal again. Even if they blast zone and kill the mana things and the Esper Sentinel. Oh, okay. That one I definitely can't beat. Oh, they figured out how Glimmer Void works. Bummer. Boo. Boo. Good on you, opponent, for learning from your mistakes. Or not. Untapping all their permanents. Yeah, what if I have a haste creature? Bum bum ba. Oh nope, they're back in. Nope, they're back out. Cannot decide. Impossible to know. Sigh. I mean, I'm attacking. If I had played Sigh first, I could have at least drawn some cards on the way out. And this, I guess they could Blast Zone instead of Oblivion Stone if they're feeling froggy. Seems preposterous to do, though. Oh wow, they did it. Even floated an extra mana for good measure. Okay. Alright, Sigh. What do you do? If I play Sigh, I can sack Citadel and Memnite to draw a card. I could also just hold back Sigh. Not sure what I'm holding it back for at this point. Like Thought Monitor. But I don't have enough artifacts to play Sigh and Thought Monitor and get to work. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're looking for here. Oh, right, I had Darksteel Citadel. They were right not to pop my the Oblivion Stone. I wasn't losing my Glimmer Void anyway. We're good, we're good. Opponent knows what's going on. A little bit. Ulamog can hit Memnite and Darksteel Citadel, then I lose Glimmer Void. That does work. And Ulamog is indestructible. Oblivion Stone doesn't even destroy it. If, like, imagining some fantasy world where I draw a 1 or 0 cost artifact, I play Sigh and represent lethal. Popping O-Stone to take lethal off the board doesn't even kill their creature. Yeah. It is nice that we went 5 rounds before we lost a Glimmer Void to its own trigger. Well, there's the thing that I said. I guess I can give them a chance to mess up. And Memnite, what a twist. But Ulamog survives Oblivion Stone, and this doesn't matter. I wish my deck had a Pyrite Spellbomb in it right now. Oh, they're just Nature's claiming their own Chromatic Star. Alright, I don't need the Pyrite Spellbomb, they played around it. My opponent has done a good job playing around cards that I could have. Like that turn where they just destroyed all my shit through my Metallic Rebuke was pretty strong. I don't know if that was intentional or just like LOL Tron mana, and it worked out that way. Alright, just O-Stone. I will take one more draw step and then concede the game. I can technically take 2 hits from Ulamog if I can put lethal on the board in between them. I have both the deck points and the life points to take 2 hits from Ulamog. Oh god, they have another Oblivion Stone. Okay, okay, okay. He's already dead. Stop the damn match. Yeah, to summarize, this deck did not feel like it was on a modern power level. We beat Grandfather Jund, which is also a deck that's not on a modern power level, let's be honest, and lost to a bunch of real modern decks. Like modern, you just go over the top so fast, or you combo out so fast. Even the fair decks doing stuff like Ren and Boseiju is more powerful than like 2 Esper Sentinels on turn 1, or whatever our not draw is. I think that Moonsnare Prototype is very powerful. There were games where we had turn 2 Urza. Like, that did happen. We had some really big sagas. We did tuck something with Moonsnare Prototype once. So 5 is a lot of mana. I think we can build, and by we I mean the Magic community, I think a deck can be built using Moonsnare Prototype and Urza that is much better than this one in particular. Like, Urza can enable the Thopter Sword combo. We can have a more robust Saga package. I personally am regularly unimpressed by Esper Sentinel, which I know the card is good, but if you're on the draw, it just gets so much worse. If your deck is not capable of punishing opponents who take the time off to cast their spells, then it's bad. And this is kind of like a mediocre aggro deck, even when everything is going how it's supposed to. If your opponent has any plan for like a 6/6 construct, your deck is just bad. And I think that is a pretty like fatal flaw on this shell. Though the contents of this shell are impressive. Will originally sent me a 80 card Yorion Urza combo deck, and that was before Neon Dynasty, and Will just wanted to see Moonsnare Prototype in action, and we did do that. But I think if we take Moonsnare Prototype, get out of the turbo out my stuff zone and into the just this is a fake Mox Opal zone, and go back to like a more traditional Urza control deck, there were turns in this match where, or in this league, where we could have been representing Cryptic Command. Just that's a thing. Urza plus Cryptic Command, the best friends club. Or even Archmage Charm, Counterspell. I feel like there is a control deck that can use Moonsnare Prototype to ramp early and as removal late that isn't trying to just fling shit at the opponent and hope they die. I think that Thought Monitor and Thoughtcast can exist in a control shell rather than in an aggro shell, and I think you'll be a lot happier with that payoff. If Prototype channeled for a blue and 2, maybe it would be a good aggro card, but there are many times where it was like, oh, I could draw Moonsnare Prototype. Oh, wait, I only have 4 mana. And it just wasn't what I wanted, even though it was exactly what I wanted. And if you build a deck that is more likely to make it to 5 mana over the course of an average game, then Prototype gets a whole lot better. Those are my thoughts on that. Sorry this deck wasn't better, but channel's not always about winning. It's frequently about learning, and we learned that this is not the way to build Moonsnare Prototype. File that one away in the brain for later. I'm sure someone will eventually ask me to try this again, this control version of the deck that I mentioned, and hopefully I get a chance to brew that later on. Will, thanks for sponsoring this thought experiment. Didn't go super winningly, but lessons were learned, and everyone's a winner as long as you're learning. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.